Hey, what is up, guys? My name is I Feel Like Dying, but you can call me Feely Dying, whatever you want to call me. This is gonna be my revamping of my channel. I renamed it to Feely, the way it is now. I had renamed it before, but it was kind of lame. But anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about the state of Destiny near the end of 2016. We're in the end of December, or in the mid-end of December here. They just released the SRL update back on the 13th, which is on Tuesday. I'm just going to be discussing, reasons for coming back, not coming back, my interest in it, and as well as what I think will happen with the game until, Part 2 comes out, Destiny 2, which Bungie has stated they were looking, or Activision, I'm not really too sure, but they stated that they were going to have a 2017 release, so we might not have another good solid content update for Destiny until that game comes out. As you can see, it's been a while since I ran SRL. This is actually my first race at all. I mean, I haven't even touched the darn thing. This is probably like my first time I've touched it this week. I've just been working and stuff like that and getting everything ready for my channel revamp. But anyways, so let's get right into it. So now, first things first that I want to talk about is the Rise of Iron expansion that they released a couple months ago. When I got into it, it was something that was new to me. Of course, it was new to everybody, but that's kind of a stupid comment. But yeah, I was really excited for it because it really delved into the lore that is, planet Earth, like the Rasputin war mines and stuff like that. And basically, it gave us a glimpse as to what human technology was like back during the Golden Age. During that time period in which the human race was advancing and taking strides in scientific research and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then we learned about Siva and and what exactly it is, and which is pretty dangerous, and that's why. And it also explains Lord Saladin's past and stuff like that, very briefly, but it explains some of it. When I got into it, it was exciting. It was just like I just got the game again. This is the only game that was in my PS4. I never took it out. Every time I got home, I did my thing. I ate, took a dump, whatever, and then I went straight into Destiny. And I was on there for hours, and so I had to go to sleep till the next day because I had to go to work. But yeah, it was a very exciting time for me because it also brought together some friends that I would always play with before. And yeah, it was a pretty fun time. Now with that being said, it didn't last long. It was clear that the Rise of Iron expansion was not a Taken King expansion. It did give us a new raid, it did give us some new weapons and stuff like that, but it wasn't as good as Taken King. Taken King was sort of like, as Bungie states, it changed a lot of the small things. Either said small or big things, but yeah, I think it was the small things. It changed a lot of small things with the game that changed how people perceive it in a big way, which I liked it. It was pretty awesome. And the thing about it is that Taken King provided so much more story content, so much more missions and stuff like that, but I feel, than what the Rise of Iron did. Rise of Iron had, playing through it, it was fun. Looking back at it now, it was sort of lackluster. There was only a couple of story missions that you played in which you actually figured out, what the hell you were doing and why you were doing it. Whereas in Taken King, yeah, the initial quest to kill, Oryx was a little bit short, but everything else that revolved around it was just, it added on to it. And I thought it had more substance than what the Rise of Iron expansion did. But the Rise of Iron raid, Wrath of the Machine, was a hell of a lot more fun to play with friends, of course, than the raid on the Dreadnought. That raid right there was just, it was cool. I like the mechanics, but it was very frustrating at times because if at least one of your fire team members messed up, then you would just feel the repercussions of it echo through the rest of the that confrontation of that stage of the raid. And with Wrath of the Machine, it was the same way, but you didn't feel punished for it. You could just quickly reset. I remember when I first ran into the TV room, that part of it was fun figuring out. It was fun dying so many times, and it was so satisfying getting that last orb on his ass. and fucking just killing them and then getting your loot. It was just an amazing feeling that, you know, I don't think I've ever felt in any previous raids. Anything, you know, after the Vaulted Glass, because I felt that same way with the Vaulted Glass when I finally beat Atheon. It was just an amazing feeling. But yeah, out of all the raids that Destiny has released, I feel like the Wrath of the Machine is probably like my number 2 choice in terms of mechanics and in terms of the fun level. Let's just call it that for now. The fun level of it. It was just a blast to play, man, and I really enjoyed getting in there with my buddies, and it was just awesome. Now, with that being said, the state of Destiny now, it's not bringing me back. With this SRL update, as I said before, these are my first couple of races that I played, and it hasn't really brought me back. I know they brought Icebreaker back, but it's just not enough for me. And I know for a lot of players, they're probably feeling the same way. And in fact, because I've spoken with my buddies here, the people that I play online with, and they all agree. They feel like, okay, it's gonna be good for like a week, because we're hardcore players. We get in there and we get shit done, and it only lasts for about a week. And I've hardly even touched it, and I already feel like it's gonna be that situation. And I'm feeling like it's gonna be like that for a lot of the veteran players too, because back in vanilla days, you had to go hard on the paint to get your shit done. You actually had to put your hours in to grind out your gear and making, you know, getting that light level up to 30, and it was awesome. But at the same time, people applaud, you know, Destiny changing the way you get gear and the way you level up, which I agree, it's good, but at the same time, it doesn't bring me back as much, which is kind of confusing to say and kind of confusing to understand. But yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, and it's not really bringing me back. I've already played the Nightfall. I've already tried completed all the bounties and all the and stuff like that. I've only opened 2 of the 3 big box presents in the plaza, but there's nothing. I'm not really as motivated as before, and it's sort of sad to say that too, because this is a game that I literally played every day for like 2 years straight. Well, not 2 years straight, but for a good solid 2 years, this was my main game. This was in my PS4 the entire time. I never took it out of it, and it's sort of like, not depressing, but it's sort of like a bittersweet moment to think that a game that I've cherished for so long is just like dying out for me. And I have other games that I want to play now. Like I got the Witcher 3 Complete Edition. I bought Naruto Storm 4. That's a game that I've been really wanting to get into now. Fallout 4 I've never finished, which is, you know, kind of sad, but yeah, it's just I'm getting into those games now, and I'm playing less and less of Destiny now. I mean, I think the last time I've touched this game before SRL came out was probably like 2 or 3 weeks. I was just done with it. None of my friends played it. I did everything that I could in the game. I was satisfied with it, and I sort of feel that that's how it's gonna be from now on until they release Destiny 2. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I'm projecting a delay in the game. Probably until, like, you know, early 2018 or late 2017. I don't think we're going to see the game this very early on in next year, and it's kind of sad, really. But at the same time, it's also gonna hopefully they take that time to really fine tune some of the things that are working for Destiny, and sort of like work on some of the things that need working on. For starters, the lack of story. There's never been really like a linear storyline in Destiny at all. They did try to fix that with the Taken King update. You can complete certain quests in a certain order, and you're just basically playing through the exact same story missions again, but in sequential order, which is cool. But I sort of want more character interaction. I want more NPCs talking, giving backstory and stuff like that. I want to see their personalities, their characters. You know, basically make this a full-on, you know, RPG kind of deal. And I sort of want that to be on Destiny 2. And so yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. As for weapons and stuff like that, and gear, I think that what they're going to do is they're probably going to bring our light level and our gear over, but some of our weapons might get reset. I'm not too sure though, because that'll sort of feel like it's counterproductive. But at the same time, it'll make hardcore players and new players start out on an even level. I want to say, but we'll see. I'm optimistic for Destiny 2. I was very, very hyped the hype was real. I was on the hype train for Destiny. I played the alpha, I played the beta, and then when I finally got my hands on the game, it was just it was an awesome feeling. I was in college during the time, but yeah, that was the game to play when that shit came out. But as for from the gap of now, from this SRL update to Destiny 2017, we might see a small update, sort of like how they did with the Challenge of Elders, like the mid-April update. They might do that again, but for something else. I'm not too sure on what though, but I feel like it's gonna come, because if they don't, they're gonna lose a lot of their fan base and a lot of their player base. And if that happens, Destiny 2 is gonna have a rocky ass start. I know for hardcore players like me and some and stuff like that, we will get it for sure, because this is a game that we've invested so much time in, and we want the game to succeed. And so if once they announce it, I'm gonna pre-order that shit. But for the casual players, or for the players who jumped in on the Destiny train a little bit too late, or a little bit later on during its life cycle, I feel like they're gonna lose those customers if they don't. Not customers. Lose those players if they don't come out with these like minute updates to sort of reel them back in and leave that taste of Destiny still in their mouths. And I really hope that happens, because then what that'll do is that it'll turn Destiny 2 into something that's more appealing to a lot more players, and then when it launches, it's gonna be a very successful launch, and you're gonna have a lot of player fan base at the beginning of the launch. So yeah, and as for the updates, some ideas that I've had were, and a lot of people have been discussing this through forum posts and stuff like that. I've been reading a lot on the Destiny forums. A lot of people want the raids back. They want the previous raids to be up to level, and you can do them again, and get that same loot again, but up to 400 light, which would be pretty awesome, because I've always wanted to go into Crucible, go into Trials mode with my Vault of Glass gear on, fully equipped with my Fatebringer and my Found Verdict, with my Gallowhorn. Just fucking go vanilla Destiny on their ass and just wreck shop. And I think that would be a pretty cool update for them to do, because that'll bring a hell of a lot more players back. Because they could do the Vault of Glass, they could do Will of Crota, the Taken King raid, which I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do it, but it'd be I would welcome it if they did do it. So like all 4 raids. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all 4 raids. Well, 5 raids I think. So wait, hold on. Let me count. Vault of Glass, Will of Crota, Taken King raid. Oh yeah, 4 raids. And hell, even do the Challenge of Elders. Make that shit go up to light level 400. Make it and offer all that content in one update, and I'll guarantee you're gonna see a lot more players back on Destiny. Why? Because you can do these familiar raids that you know the mechanics for, and just grind it out to get all your gear back. And I think that'd be pretty awesome as one of the updates. Another thing that me and my friends were discussing was they could have it to where they just break all the weapons. So like take off the nerf on Thorn, bring back Vision of Confluence, bring back not Vision of Confluence, I'm sorry, the Vex Mythoclast, bring that back, bring the Hawkmoon back. Just make all the guns super OP again, and make some other guns super OP as well for PvE. Like freaking Vision of Confluence. Imagine that at level 400 with all of its gear, like the Field Scout perk. You get reinstitute that. I think that'd be pretty awesome, because then at that point you're just having so much fun with Destiny that you're gonna be distracted, and time's gonna go by, and then whether you believe it or not, you're gonna see Destiny 2 drop, and you're like, holy crap, let's get on this. Let's forget Destiny 1. We've already had our fun on here. Let's move on to this new piece of content. So that's just some ideas that I've been tinkering around with, and hopefully they do something like that, because that would bring me back for sure. I definitely want to get my my Fatebringer back and use that shit in like Nightfalls and stuff like that, because that was the tits, man. I mean, not one dude like back in the days to where they had like elemental burns for the Nightfalls. Everybody brought a Fatebringer when it was Arc. I guarantee him it. And then same thing with Vision of Confluence. When that shit was solar, you brought that bad boy out, and you would just fucking wreck shop and pass that in like under 10 minutes. So that's just some ideas that I've had. If you have any more ideas on what Bungie and Activision can do to bring players back and leave that taste of Destiny in their mouths until, you know, they release Destiny 2, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And, you know, and just let me know what you think of this video as well. This is sort of like my real first attempt at it. I haven't done this in a while, but I've found my motivation again to do it. So here I am. This is my, you know, so just tell me what you think. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it. And so yeah, again, my name is Feely Dying. I'm just gonna go by Feels for now. And enjoy the rest of the video. I think I get like second place in this because I think that person right now, he has the Vault of Glass Sparrow, and he just freaking takes me at the end. But yeah, I had fun playing this, and I'm gonna be doing some more videos as well. And I'm also going to be streaming too, so if you guys want to watch me stream, I usually stream Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, and so on and so forth. So yeah, again, my name is Feels, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Tower thanks everyone for their participation, but we have our winner.